Tom and Jerry have been fighting for decades, and during their misadventures, they've made a few mistakes which even the writers didn't notice. Number 1. Seems like Ken might be a ventriloquist. In Tom and Jerry the movie, Ken Jeong plays an uptight chef who works at the hotel. In his first scene, when he says, "Why do you hate me?" his mouth does not match his words. Maybe he spent so much time yelling at people he can throw his voice without opening his mouth? Number 2. While Tom is just a cat, he still seems capable of understanding geography. In the beginning of Tom and Jerry the movie, Tom walks out of 59th Street Columbus Circle Station, then walks to Madison Square Garden. While this may seem like no big deal, in reality that is a 26-block long walk, and there are several stations that are closer to his end destination. Also, he's carrying a keyboard, so he definitely would not have chosen this station to depart at.
Mike is playing piano.
There's a lot of weird stuff in this city.
Number 3. Any situation where one's underwear is lost should be taken seriously.
You gotta be careful next time, you could've really hurt me.
However, in the film, when the duo bump into Kayla and she drops clothing everywhere, she is later reamed out for dropping underwear on Fifth Avenue. However, the scene where that happened wasn't at Fifth Avenue at all, as we could see this happened on Central Park's Bridle Path. Are we sure the filmmakers have ever been to New York?
It just doesn't work like that.
Number 4. We're animation fans, not event planners, but we still figured this one out pretty quick. The hotel Tom and Jerry end up at is planning a massive wedding event, but Kayla is able to get a job as an event coordinator because apparently they are finding one only a few days before the wedding. A smaller event would have had this person hired months in advance.
Obviously.
Let alone this wedding, which eventually includes elephants. Number 5. This scene and accompanying mistake are for you DIY folks out there. Jerry's room in the hotel is a bunch of human things repurposed for his small mousy frame, except this rug in the middle of the room. It's not a human creation, but clearly a rug meant for someone as small as a mouse. Even if it were from a small toy set, or a Barbie house or whatever, why wouldn't Jerry take more from that very same set rather than settle on having a bunch of repurposed stuff in his place? Number 6. This mistake lands the animators right in the doghouse.
Alright, you done?
When Spike finally grabs Tom by the neck, Tom clearly escapes from him and runs away, far away, with plenty of distance. But then we cut to a close-up and Spike just reaches out and grabs Tom. Even if this was one of those cartoon characters have super long, stretchy arm jokes, we would have just seen his arm stretch out to make the joke work. This way it just seems off. Number 7. It's time for a little employment rule definition fun. After Tom seemingly succeeds in getting rid of Jerry, the hotel manager Henry wants to find a way to fire Tom without an equal employment issue.
We just have to figure out how to let him go without triggering an equal employment issue.
While this is meant as a joke, it makes no sense, since he's not firing Tom based on anything except the fact that his job is completed.
That's how serious this matter is, sir.
I agree.
Unless Henry is choosing to make the firing of Tom be about him being a cat, which we have no reason to believe is a part of his personality. Number 8. Tom and Jerry bond over baseball, and we YouTubers bond over glaring film mistakes. While the duo are catching a ball game together as a bonding moment, well, they're catching the end of a ball game, which is a problem in itself, but we digress. A home run ball is hit right in their direction. Tom catches it and gets in trouble, but the film states that Tom and Jerry were in the right field.
2 baseball fans seated in right field.
But we clearly see the ball go into the left field in another shot. Number 9. This scene proves that Cameron is the greatest Pictionary player to ever live. The bartender is trying to help Tom and Jerry as Tom begins to draw him a picture. However, Tom only draws one circle before guessing Tom is drawing Prita and Ben.
That's Prita and Ben?
Now, the movie has sort of revolved around them, so it may have been an educated guess, but let's be real. This is just a humans interacting with cartoon characters who aren't really their problem. Number 10. It wasn't me, it was the butterfly.
It was the butterfly, I tell you.
He's crazy, boys.
During the wedding, which Tom and Jerry the movie's plot revolves around, there are 2 kids who release cartoon butterflies. Now, obviously on the set they didn't have real butterflies, and nothing makes that more obvious than watching their eye lines as the butterflies float up to the sky. The girl on the left misses the spot to follow where her butterfly is flying to. Number 11. That must have been a much longer monologue than it appeared. In the film, Tom and Jerry's Giant Adventure, Jack puts his hat back on as Mr. Ginormous is challenging him to a fight.
Wanna fight me for it? Well, come on, tough guy!
He keeps his hand on his hat like he's trying to hold it on in a windstorm, which we suppose is the giant's breath. The angle changes to behind him, and suddenly his arms are down at his side and not on the hat. Number 12. That typo is on purpose, so don't at us. In the animated series Tom and Jerry Tales, for Season 1's episode Abracadum, the intro title card has the word written misspelled as return, as in Return by Charles Schneider. How does that even happen? A prank, maybe? Number 13. I guess he was screaming on the inside. In the Tom and Jerry Comedy Show, Episode 4, when Jerry pinches Tom's nose, Tom doesn't make a painful expression, yet his screaming voice is heard. I guess he didn't want to let Jerry know that he had won in any way. Number 14. We should have known with all this shuffling around there was something up with Captain Kitty.
A toast to our new star!
In Tom and Jerry the movie, Captain Kitty's trailer is not only difficult to wrap our heads around logistically and spatially, but his curtain also changes colors from red to purple and back constantly throughout his conversations with Robin. Number 15. Classic Tom and Jerry, classic animation mistakes. In the Tom and Jerry classic short, Love That Pup, Big Boy Spike is feeding his little son Pup some milk, but when we cut to a wide shot where he sets him down, the milk he was holding is suddenly gone. Guess that little pup really was thirsty. Number 16. This mistake is a bit of a reach, but still there for sure. In Tom and Jerry Love That Pup, Tom reaches into Spike's mouth. But when we cut closer to Spike's mouth, he has it closed more in comparison to how wide he had it open in the previous shot. I guess his jaw was just getting really tired.
I'll tear you apart! Now beat it!
Number 17. There's another mistake we'd love to tell you all about. When Tom cuddles up with Spike to avoid his rage, his tail is nowhere to be seen. We could say his tail is hidden behind him, but in the next shot we clearly see his tail is supposed to be out as Jerry continues to pester him.
There, son.
Number 18. We're pretty sure Let Sleeping Dogs Lie should also apply to the animators. Spike's son is clearly only halfway out of his doghouse in this first shot, but when we cut back to him, he's now tied to Jerry and completely outside of it in just a matter of seconds. Those were all the mistakes we noticed in the history of Tom the Cat and Jerry the Mouse. Any mistakes you noticed that we didn't mention? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe for more animated content. And thanks for watching The Things Animated.